Hey, this is a video for 9.2, Reducing Ozone Depletion. So go ahead and check out the overview and set up your guided notes. Now, in 1987, we have the Montreal Protocol that was developed, and it is a multinational agreement that agreed to phase out CFCs. Now, the goal is to eventually replace them with HCFCs and then replace them with HFCs. Now, a CFC, note there are two chlorines. They're represented by the green, and we have two fluorines. This has a very high potential ozone destruction. And it also has a high warming potential. CFCs are actually a greenhouse gas. So not only are they damaging in the stratosphere, they're also damaging down in the troposphere. Now the goal was to replace them with HCFCs. Notice there is a hydrogen here instead of a chlorine. So that means it will have some ozone destruction potential, but not as much as a CFC. It still does have a high warming potential. It is still a greenhouse gas. So the goal is to phase out HCFCs by 2020 in developed nations and phase out HCFCs in developing nations by 2030. And to replace them with HFCs. Now there is no destruction potential because there are no chlorines. However, these fluorines still have a very high warming potential for these molecules. So the goal is to eventually replace them with HFOs, and they have no destructive potential or no ozone destructive potential, and also very low warming potential. So HFOs are going to be the best bet. However, this entire process is expensive, but we as a country have committed to this, and we've actually seen some really good results since the Montreal Protocol was implemented in 1987. So this is just a simple little graph, but we have seen our stratospheric ozone concentration decrease over the last 50 years, and the CFC use has actually started to decrease since the Montreal Protocol. So this would be 1987. However, we've still seen ozone concentration decrease as the CFC use has decreased. Now, over time, we should see the stratospheric ozone concentration increase again, and CFCs would just be out of use entirely. Now, this is what the ozone layer has looked like over time. So back in the 70s, we didn't see any damage to the ozone layer, and the ozone layer dipped down, or the stratospheric ozone concentration dipped way down. And it was a really dramatic event throughout the 80s and the 90s. I remember when I was a kid, ozone depletion was a major environmental disaster. And since they banned the CFCs, we've seen it kind of recuperate. However, even as recently as like 2015, we still have a hole in the ozone layer, but it is improving. So this is going to take a lot of time. And the reason this is going to take time is because there is a very long residency for CFCs. Remember, one chlorine atom can actually destroy 100,000 ozone molecules, and it can stay in the atmosphere for 50 to 100 years. So within the next century, we predict that the ozone layer should be replenished. And this is really hopeful, and we've seen some really excellent results as a result of the Montreal Protocol. So what I would like you to do is respond to this check for understanding. And for FRQ practice, describe a drawback from shifting towards HFC use while phasing out CFCs. I hope that this video is informative. I thank you for your attention, and I will see you soon.